had been operated on surgically on his brain because of a condition of seizures. He was a disabled American who lived among us. We were told that these seizures left him so debilitated that at a point of time he did not know people, and even now in his life he knew folk by their nicknames. And you know how in the country we come up with nicknames. But that made Roger unique. That made him special. That made him someone that everyone in this community, as I was told, looked out for and knew. There goes Roger. Roger, family brought him back, and a family member found him sitting on a stoop in Washington, D.C. They had lost track of him because after the surgery and some things that had occurred, family members saw him on the stoop, and so being good country folk, they brought him back to Scotland. I would suspect, as I said to them, they brought him back because they believed Scotland Neck was quiet enough and safe enough and an easygoing southern town where their brother, who despite his disability, could go get his coffee, could go see his sisters, could go visit his father, could call all of us by our nicknames, and maybe even at times could come sit on our porches and have a little southern conversation. Roger Anthony, there is no record of him causing trouble. There is no record of him having a criminal background. There is no record of him being a public nuisance. There is no record of him engaging in public disturbance. There is a record that the officers of this community should have known Roger, because there have been times when he's had seizures. And the very officers of this community have had to provide care. And yet Roger Anthony, who had just turned 61, according to the record that we are now reviewing, somebody's evidently, allegedly, said there was a black man that was drunk. And the response of a public safety officer is to take your patrol car behind the bank, see somebody, an unspecified allegation you've heard, to pull up beside them, ask them to get off of a bike. That everybody knows Roger rode at one speed. Though I hear, I've got to read it, this record said he sped away. With neurological problems, he sped away. With taking medicines every day that reduced his ability to function.
That's right.
And made him sleepy. And made him tired. Somehow, upon the questioning of an officer, he got super energy and was able to speed away. So much so that an officer that's got a gun, that's got the backing of the police department, that's got a nightstick and a taser, can only think that his only response to someone who he does not know has committed a crime, has no evidence has committed a crime, is to get out and to hit a 61-year-old black man with neurological problems who had part of his brain removed with 50,000 votes.
Yes.
Small man. 50,000 votes. Not somebody that robbed a bank, not somebody that has beat up someone, not somebody that has pulled a gun on someone, not somebody that's engaged in a fight. Someone with a cup of coffee riding on a bicycle, known in the community for not bothering anybody. And the response that an officer felt like he would be justified and supported in was to hit him with 50,000 votes. Now, if he hadn't died, just the fact that he hit him with 50,000 votes, based on this record, would be something this community should be deeply concerned about. And we in North Carolina, we in these United States, because this tasering thing is getting way out of hand. In some ways, it's almost like this tasering now, Jim, Grant is becoming, you know, the substitute for what they used to do. In other words, they used to, you know, beat you with the telephone book and all kinds of things that we got records of in the civil rights movement when they wanted to abuse somebody. But now it's almost like the tasers are becoming. We're considering actually launching a campaign to get these tasers out of the hands of these officers, the way in which they're being used. But the point is, he didn't just tase him, he tased him, and we now know that a man who just turned 61 is no more. Roger Anthony should still be calling our nickname. Roger Anthony should still be getting his coffee from McDonald's. Roger Anthony should still be pedaling his bicycle slow. Roger Anthony should still be a fixture in this community. Roger Anthony should have found a safe, small, slow southern town as a place where he could have lived out the balance of his day. But because of alleged recklessness, no charges, anything, no drugs in his system, Roger Anthony is no more. But his memory is. And his memory and the tragic reality of how he died should be the motivation for us in this community, in this state, to say this will not pass without a fight. This will not pass without a full and thorough examination. This will not pass without, upon that thorough investigation, there be findings of wrongful and criminal intent by the police, that we will push for prosecution just like we would if it was somebody who wasn't a person with a badge, who took someone else's life. We must hold our police departments to a higher standard. You don't have a right, because someone is poor or vulnerable or black, to hit them with 50,000 votes on a taser, when we have too many other records where people of other communities that are rich and white get counseled or get told, why don't you just go on home? I have not heard, and I will say to those who may be our critics, you don't know the whole story. That's why we're here. So we want to find out the whole story.
That's right.
Because as of right now, I have not heard of any reason why Roger Anthony should not still be with us.